be talking about Down syndrome. So, how many of you know someone or are related to someone with Down syndrome? I know that most people know that Down syndrome is a genetic disorder that is caused by an extra chromosome, but did you know that there's actually 3 ways that Down syndrome can occur? Today, I'll be telling you about how it's formed, how life can happen with it, and its facts. My thesis for this speech is that I will be elaborating on the aspects of Down syndrome, and not just the basics, but the 3 ways it can occur and the inhibitors that could happen. Each year, 3,000 to 5,000 kids are diagnosed with Down syndrome in the United States. Also, about 250,000 families are affected by Down syndrome in some way. Also, 1 in every 700 kids are diagnosed with this chromosome every year. And that means that it's the biggest chromosomal disorder in the United States. So now we will be talking about the 3 ways that Down syndrome can occur. The first one is called trisomy 21. This happens when 3 rather than 2 number 21 chromosomes in every cell occur. And instead of 46 chromosomes, someone with Down syndrome will have 47. This affects 95% of the population of children with Down syndrome and affects about 5,000 babies every year. The second way that it can occur is called translocation. This is when part of chromosome 21 breaks off into cell division. Then it attaches to another chromosome, and it's usually chromosome number 14. The total of chromosomes still remain 46, but the presence of the extra 21st chromosome causes Down syndrome. This affects about 4% of the population with Down syndrome. The third and final way that Down syndrome can occur is called mosaicism. This is a non-disjunction of chromosome 21, and it takes place in number 1 of the chromosome, but not all of the initial cell divisions are affected. This is usually a mixture of 2 cells, and some are mixed up with 46 chromosomes and some are with 47. This is very rare as it only affects 1% of the population of Down syndrome. So, now that I've talked about the types, it's time to go into the basics. Like I said, 1 in every 700 babies are diagnosed with Down syndrome every year, creating it to be the most common genetic disorder of chromosomes in the United States. Now, this is a genetic condition, but only 1% of it is actually caused by hereditary factors. A common question that is usually asked is it passed down by a mother or father? But honestly, there's no answer, and it's usually neither. There's no discrimination within the genders, and it usually just happens. Also, the way that Down syndrome is diagnosed is usually when the woman is pregnant with the child. These are usually done through diagnostic tests. These tests are called CVS, which stands for chorionic villus sampling, and amniocentesis. These are performed around 15 to 20 weeks of gestation and are very accurate. Now let's move on to the inhibitors that can occur when you have Down syndrome. It's very normal for kids with Down syndrome to have a few inhibitors because they have an extra chromosome. A few setbacks could be a slower growing rate, and you can usually notice within teens when they're placed next to their peers and they're a foot taller. It just happens because they tend to grow slower. Another inhibitor could be mild to moderate intellectual impairments. An example could be that they have problems understanding the information that they're receiving, they have problems thinking, and they have problems reasoning with information that they are being told. Another problem that happens with children is their self-care skills. Obviously, for the first couple years, they'll have their parents there to help them, but once they have to learn how to feed themselves, it starts to get tough. They also could have problems with toilet training, motor skills, and like I said, comprehension. Overall, I've explained in the speech the 3 ways that Down syndrome can occur. I've also explained that how it's the most common chromosome condition and that skills can be impaired from mild to severe. Hopefully today I taught you a little bit more about Down syndrome other than just that it's an extra chromosome and it's just a chromosome disorder. I hope I've thoroughly explained how every case could be different and that every child is different and how popular it truly is. Thank you.